Hey, it's Peter Fletcher. I just wanted to take a bit of time to talk about some of the key factors that you want to be looking at if you're going to buy a piece of land, and in fact any property at all. The first thing you want to be looking at is the land. So let's take a look at this block that's for sale just around the corner from me right now. So I'm just going to turn the camera around. So this is a block of land for sale in Gallipoli Street in Lathlane. It's 1,012 square metres and it is zoned R20. So on this block right here you can put 2 units, and you think, well, that's a pretty good block of land. But before you think that, I just want to have a look at something. So the first thing you notice is that the slope of the land. If you have a look at the slope of the land, it slopes down away from the road. You want to avoid anything when it comes to buying land, avoid that. You want the block flat and level. Now you'll notice that they've already started some of the earthworks here. Notice the change in level just there. It's only small, but it's quite significant. So right at the back of the block, what you'll see is there's no retaining walls. These are just, it's just tin Colorbond fence extender there. So what that means is you're not going to be able to build up close to the boundary line. And if you do build close to the boundary line, what that's going to mean is that you're going to need to build a brick build-up at some point so that your house is all on one level. There's actually quite a significant fall on this block of land. We're talking, what that means is that there's tens of thousands of dollars in additional site works that is going to go on top of the cost of building. Over on this side of the property, you'll notice that this fence is starting to lean. And what that's saying is that this piece of land, this piece of dirt here, is starting to push the fence over, and it probably requires retaining. If we walk up here, there's several $1,000s worth of retaining, new fencing to do before you even get started. This is where you're going to want to put your carport, probably driveway over there. So it's going to be a real problem designing a building on here. It's going to involve a lot of extra site works to get this job done. And to demonstrate what I mean, this is the block of land directly across the road. You see how proud that pad is to the surface of the ground? That costs a lot of money. It might look simple, but it's actually quite expensive. Down the side here, you've got significant retaining. Like that's expensive work right there. You have this area out the back. Now what are you going to do with that piece of land? And that creates all sorts of problems. You've got to spend money to do it. And then as you can see down in that back corner, you've got issues with the fencing. So in contrast to the two properties we've just looked at, I want to show you one that is pretty close to ideal. In terms of it being flat and level. So once again, this is a 1,012 square metre block. It's 20.12 frontage by 50.29 metres in depth, and it's zoned R20. You'll notice here that they've already started to build a property on the left hand side of the block, and what's notable here is the lack of retaining. Still got a build up there, which is interesting, but no retaining walls. But if we look down at the back of the property, you're still going to need to do some sort of retaining, otherwise in years to come that fence is going to start falling over. So I hope these tips have been helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please make them. Or give me a call on 0419 538 838.